Emotional loyalty is crucial for brands today, and few things drive emotional loyalty more effectively than a customer's passions. Professional sports, with their deeply emotional appeal, resonate with fans and create powerful connections. Brands today must go beyond understanding their customers' sports preferences and passion points. They must also recognize their customer expectations from an organizational perspective. For example, if your customer base includes professionals such as doctors, nurses, or investment bankers, understanding their specific needs is vital. But when your target audience is those within the technology industry, particularly in regions such as California and Oregon, the need to understand their drivers is more acute. Today, we're going to hear from Mairi Burns. She's the Vice President of Brand Marketing at First Tech. She'll discuss how the company is focused on providing tailored financial services to the technology industry and how they've developed unique partnerships with 4 professional sports teams in the Portland area. Mairi, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. Thank you for taking the
Excellent.
time to speak with us today. First off, for those who may not be familiar, can you give us a short introduction to First Tech? What's the genesis of the company and what's its focus?
Sure thing. Well, as I mentioned, I'm part of First Tech Federal Credit Union. We are a credit union based in California and Oregon with our members nationwide. We serve people of tech. So we come from tech and we still serve them 70 years later. We have about 700,000 members all over the country, and we work with companies who are in tech, people like Intel, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and through their support and partnership, we bring our products and services to people of tech through their employers or directly in our seg relationships.
Okay. When you work with the people in the tech industry, do they have unique requirements and unique expectations, or kind of what's what the focus with the tech industry?
They certainly do. And part of understanding them and being in their world is really a recognition that it is a unique and special place to be. They're they think differently. They are constantly innovating. It's part of what drives them personally. They love to seek mastery in their skills. Very creative people. And it's also just a unique industry in terms of, say, even the compensation packages, how you're paid, what that looks like. And the up and down of the tech industry is a reality too. So it's been important that because we work with these people every day, we really understand what does it feel like in their world, and then we're taking that information back to ensure that products, services, and service really fit what they need. And nothing ever stands still in tech, and it's a mindset that we have too. We are just constantly looking for that evolution.
Excellent. Can you tell us a bit more about your role with the company, maybe even you got to where you are today, and what positions led you up to this very interesting role?
Well, that might take a while, but so I've been with First Tech just over a year, and it feels a bit like coming home. So I started out in the UK. I'm from Scotland in financial services out of college. I had 5 years in marketing, working for some of the larger financial services institutions in Europe, and then I went into advertising agency, also serving financial services, and from there moved to Portland, Oregon, in 2000. And in a way, it's opened up a whole new market, not just in geography, but just in understanding the culture and the experiences and the expectations. So after many years in agency, working in strategy, brand strategy, response strategy, digital, I moved into First Tech. They are a highly respected brand. I live in Portland, Oregon, and they have one of their headquarters here in Oregon. And it's been such a privilege to be part of this company. It feels very different, and absorbing that culture has been a big part of how the mindset that we've brought to developing this program, in fact.
Okay. You talked about it a little bit before. Obviously, a very unique audience in the tech industry expectations. Kind of, you talked about how they're paid, and just being from tech and being able to understand them is very important. So, when you look at some of the challenges and opportunities you face in your position, what keeps you up at night?
Oh, so many things. Um, I'd say that First Tech as an organization is waking up more to the value of brand, that we have an incredible pedigree and an incredible brand reputation, and members are very passionate about being part of our family. And as a non-profit, credit union, members are first. They are everything that we do. And so making sure that we are always putting them first and being so intentional in the programs we bring or the experiences or benefits we bring them. And at the same time, appreciating that nothing ever stays the same. Change is constant. Uh, our members live and work in innovation type industries. So how are we responding to that? Are we ahead of that change? Do we understand it? And of course, there's building the practice of being a brand first organization, which is very much the everyday part of it. But after about a year or so working with an amazing team, we're at a place where we're starting to roll out those programs that are based on the research and insights we've gained from our members of tech.
Excellent. Okay. So when you look at the financial services industry, very much kind of an area of disruption with all the fintechs out there, kind of adding value to the whole financial services equation. When you look at your industry, how are your customers changing? Maybe with First Tech specifically, or more holistically in the financial services industry. What are you seeing with regard to your customers and how they're evolving?
Well, I think we are seeing, as many of our fellow banks and credit unions are, just that the pace of change and the expectations are rising every single day. And I would say that's particularly so with people of tech, given the nature of what they do. Their expectations are high. They are solving problems every day, so they fully expect us and their banking partners to solve those problems as well and do it smartly and simply. So there's just a practical reality of are we in fact serving them, and are we representing that best of? And I think tied with that too is this idea of truly as a brand, are we positioned uniquely? Do we have an authentic and different experience? And as a brand person, back to what keeps me up at night, it's back to that too. Are we unique? Are we differentiated? Are we authentic? And rather than look ahead in the next month, the next year, what's the 3 to 5 year plan, and are we moving in that right direction?
Okay. When you look at customer loyalty, very important in marketing today. Many brands have a great focus on customer loyalty. Some are kind of building that out. But when you look at customer loyalty, what does customer loyalty mean to you and to First Tech?
It's so interesting. Even the words customer loyalty, it somehow imply that that's sort of a separate or other thing, a distinct thing versus your DNA. And I think part of being a credit union, it's a very unique experience, unique atmosphere, is that it's member first. And it's always been member first. And I think First Tech, probably like many other credit unions, have that. And I think we have it in spades. Um, how everyone talks, just chatting to each other about what are we going to do today and tomorrow, it's always member first. And so I don't really see this distinctly as a customer loyalty program that's self-standing. I see it as another way that we're bringing that value. It's a more pragmatic, tangible way to bring value to our members. And yes, we hope that in return they will understand our brand better. They'll have a stronger and deeper relationship with us because we're in their world and giving them these great experiences and great products and services, of course. But it's pretty fundamental to having that member in your lens first and foremost.
Excellent. How does your customer loyalty program, the customer loyalty processes you developed as an organization fit into the vision for kind of that larger customer loyalty approach?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a couple of layers there. One is just at its core, do our products and services actually fulfill what we know our members want, and understanding the data and doing the research and the great listening. So we look and listen to a lot of our member feedback to ensure that those core banking products, say our rewards checking and savings, is built specifically to serve that and what we see they need and what they tell us they need and want. So there's that fundamental part. And then this program, First Tech Beyond, really now takes us to a different place. So with this program, we're looking at beyond products and services and experience. What is the next level? How can we say thank you and provide access to experiences that really are very kind of unique and unusual for a credit union?
Yeah, absolutely. First Tech has announced recently that it's partnering with Portland's four professional sports teams: the NBA, WNBA, the MLS, and the NWSL. Can you provide us some details around this Beyond program and how it brings it all together through this very unique partnership and sponsorship?
It's been pretty amazing, and it took a long time to build this out. And I would say I'm a strategist by training. We started with research, as one should, to understand what is it our members want, what do they care about, how do they spend their time, what are they passionate about, and from that it was pretty clear that sports was one of those highest interest hobbies, whether they're taking part in it or watching it. So knowing that, we then looked at how could we fulfill this, and this idea of membership as a product, membership as a value add, not just the access to our classic banking services. What might that look like? And then maybe because I haven't done a lot of sponsorship in my past. I think I looked at it in a very different light of not knowing what's normal. You kind of open your eyes to what's possible. And so we are lucky in Portland that we have a mid-level market. We already had a relationship with the Trailblazers, and we did an RFP. Again, untraditional in sponsorship to set a strategy, do an RFP, and we invited entities to respond.
Yep.
And with that, we had a great intention of we wanted to build a program that was the same program and the same kind of experiences, no matter which team you are working with or engaging with as a fan. So whether you're going to a soccer game or a basketball game, it's still a related themed experience. And that's kind of an unusual way. Often companies are sponsoring and it's very much a logo on the wall. It can be passive as a mechanism,
Absolutely.
and we want it to be something very active and give a lot of opportunity for engagement. So RFP, many rounds of contract negotiation, and the program launched 2 weeks ago, First Tech Beyond, into the Portland market. And we are very fortunate that Portland allowed us access to four teams, and we're the exclusive credit union partner for three of those teams. So very exciting to see our dedicated entrance for First Tech members at the basketball and the soccer stadium for everyone to enjoy.
Excellent. You touched on some of the VIP access points and exclusive benefits for members. What specific exclusive access and special perks are offered to the members through this program?
Yeah. Well, that first one, as I said, is it's our own entrance. So whether you're going to a soccer game or a concert, whether you're going to see the Thorns or the Timbers, our professional soccer team, or our women's or men's basketball, the women's team starting in about a year, you'll be able to have your own line. And when you're in that line, we have dedicated First Tech reps who will be delighting and surprising you with all sorts of fun experiences. Maybe it's an upgrade on your tickets, or it's some free popcorn that day, or it's the chance for you and your family to take part in the game itself through game ball delivery or match delivery. So that's just some really fun things. But our sponsorship also extends beyond those four sports teams into other areas. So we have partnerships with the Oregon International Air Show. We have partnerships with Hood to Coast Relay, and again, you can be part of that experience. If you go to the Hood to Coast Relay, you can have free massages because you're a First Step member. And if you're a walker who's just done 80, 90 miles, you're really appreciative of that. So a chance to use all of these partnerships in a way that's very directed to bringing something a bit extra to the member.
Excellent. And you touched on it a little bit. Partnerships are very important to members of Loyalty 360 and those who run loyalty programs in general. But setting them up in a way that has reciprocity, kind of a unique value proposition for both brands, if not all the brands, can be challenging. Can you share insights to how you formed this partnership? I'm not sure. Are they owned by the same umbrella company, or how were you able to pull this off successfully in a way that provides value to everyone involved?
Yeah, I think part of it is one not having a traditional background in sponsorship opens your mind up to what's possible. And then a lot of relationship building and a lot of great enthusiasm and willingness by all of the teams to actually work together. And I think part of this is the fact that we are all in Portland. A lot of these teams who work there, they know each other. And so there's an openness, I think, understanding that because we're centering this around member benefit, as well as parts of this program fit STEM and support nonprofit community groups who support STEM, as well as our tech partners. There's lots of different components of it. So I think all the teams could see that it was a really beneficial experience for all. And then just being very authentic and direct in what we're trying to do. And all of the teams were willing to allow us to talk about the program first. First Tech Beyond is how we're branding this in the stadiums and in the experiences. And all four teams' logos even are appearing in each other's stadiums and engagement devices. So that's very unusual too. And hats off to our team, the teams that they've been willing to go along this ride with us. And we're really excited about where this might take us. I think everyone feels it's something quite different, not just in the experiences we're bringing, but the range of the program and the fact that it's very coordinated. And we're grateful for our teams for supporting us in this.
Yeah, it's a very unique initiative, obviously, how you've pulled it together. Or should I say, how does the First Tech Beyond initiative tie into the overall brand's customer loyalty, engagement, customer experience efforts?
Yeah. Well, it's a proving ground. Part of being tech focused is that we feel innovation has no off season. And we've taken that mentality out to the sponsorship program to think of a very tangible way that we can express that loyalty and our gratitude to our members. So in effect, we're using this as that mechanism. And because it is an experiment, we're really going to try and learn a lot of new things in this first year, with the hope that as we improve and learn and have a more personalized experience for our members, that we can grow this beyond Portland and Oregon, Southwest Washington, into other parts of the country, and just start to build out this exclusive access to either experiences or perks or discounts, whatever it might be, that typically folks wouldn't have the chance to be part of.
Corporate social responsibility continues to be a focus for marketers through their customer loyalty efforts and programs. Could you elaborate on the community STEM initiatives that are supported by the First Tech Beyond program and how the First Tech community supports these CSR initiatives?
Oh, they are hugely important. And we already have a very active and incredible legacy of supporting STEM from First Tech already, and we have done for many, many years. So in a way, we're just adding to that and building on the relationships and actions that have already been in place. So through First Tech Beyond, part of this is a STEM component. So each team was really excited about being able to bring this out. And so whether it's working with a math program that will bring math and the fun of sports into math in the classroom and for 4,000 kids in our area, or we have a STEM community partner spotlight where we'll use our sponsorship and our platform to bring and elevate a local partner into the stadium and have that fun for them. And we do so much already. So we have grants for STEM. We work with local nonprofits who have a STEM focused. We also work with more of that general education to give people access to experiences and learning opportunities they might not have had. So we're just building on what's already there. And it's been a great partnership and collaboration across the organization, in fact, to think of how are we building on that and bringing it out. And that's probably one of my tips on how to make this work and how to make it happen is months, not just of contract negotiation, but months of working with my peers here at First Tech to get everyone involved. And frankly, it never would have happened if I didn't have the support and enthusiasm of leaders across the company.
That's great. When you look at the overall program, it seems to be very aligned to the organization holistically. How are you defining and measuring the success of the First Tech Beyond program, both in terms of fan engagement, but also community impact?
Yeah, well, being a tech type credit union, we're all about data, and I am personally too. So we started with data, with insights and research, and really important that we've defined what a success looked like for this program. given that we are learning and we will be responding and optimizing the program as we go, but we're looking at it in a couple of levels. Yes, engagement. That's one of the most obvious leading indicators of success. People are engaging with the program. They're using the entrance line. They're taking part in the promotions. Our SEG partners, our tech partners are interested and excited and are bringing their staff into these experiences as well. And then there's the more classic brand affinity and as the brand relationship changing. So we are, as part of the agreement, we have independent research that happens pre and post season to make sure that we've got benchmarks to say, here's what it was like before, here's what it's like after. And critically, are the fans and our members actually understanding all the different nuances and how we're bringing this program to life. So we're looking at it on the micro and the macro level.
Yeah.
Ultimately, this is about improving member retention, increasing lifetime value, and increasing engagement with the staff who are part of our tech partnerships.
Excellent. And how has the customer loyalty strategy focus evolved during your time at First Tech? What methods are you using to reward engaged members differently, and how do you see kind of your customer loyalty focus going forward?
Great question. So, and one of many nuances in effect, because there's the everyday, how do you build products and features that really are very attuned to your members and what they need? So that's happening, and that was already happening. So our core banking products that they really fit, as I've mentioned before, what our members need and what they tell us they need. So that's already been in play. And First Tech Beyond is an extension where we are looking at providing value beyond the typical banking services and banking experiences. So I think that's where we're heading, but it is a giant experiment. I mean, I don't want to be flippant about that, but this is all about learning and making this a proving ground to be able to look at the data as we go through this program and adjust and react to it. And I think what's really special is that, as I've mentioned, it's been fully embraced across the whole organization. And I think that's one of the secrets to making this work is not only do I have staff members here at First Tech who are great Timbers and Thorns fans who are thrilled that we now have equity across our membership or across our sponsorship, I apologize, with the teams, but members reaching out and saying they're just loving the fact that they get to go into their own line and we'll have a member lounge and within the stadium, all these different experiences. So it's exciting. It took many months to get to this point. We launched it a few weeks ago, so we are ready to learn.
No, that's good. That's great. It sounds like you're doing a great job. Personalization is something that seems to be a big focus for you as well.
Yeah.
It's definitely a topic we hear consistently about from our members. How does First Tech plan to further personalize customer experience for your guests?
So I have colleagues here at First Tech who would be very well placed to answer that question more directly. We, of course, are working towards a more personalized experience, as many of our peers are in the industry. And I think when it comes to sponsorship and First Tech Beyond specifically, because we started with that research and insight, it helped us get off to a good start. Like we're basing it on what we know to be true for our members. And then as we learn, we'll be able to refine that. So one element of First Tech Beyond, which is very intentional, is that we have assets and activations for different types of members and different types of relationships. So we have experiences for our tech partners. They can bring their staff to work. They can go to a training facility to watch the coaching session. We are going to be offering financial literacy and relocation services to players. And how fun is that to be able to take the learnings from that back to our tech partners and say, hey, as you think about your relocation of your international staff, here's some other ways you can retool it based on these experience. So there's a lot of elements within the program specific to groups, whether it's a member type group or whether it's a partner tech or community or otherwise. So I think that helps us. And data is going to be our friend. The more we know, the more we can make it more personal. I would say First Tech Beyond is at its genesis, though, very much about welcoming all. The way I've been talking about it is, welcome to our house. It's a very open house. The doors are open. We welcome you. And it's not about creating smaller, unique, sort of highly exclusive and privileged type experiences. This is about everybody. Every member of First Tech gets to experience these benefits. Everybody gets to be in that line and have those surprise and delight. So that's very important to us, that it feels very equal and fair across our membership too.
Well, that's awesome. Emotional loyalty, another big focus. Many people are obviously very emotive about their sports teams. So
Yeah.
when you look at emotional loyalty, what does it mean to you and your brand?
Well, I think people of tech have a sort of more unique and sort of special aspect to them as well, that they are. I kind of think sometimes you're born a tech person, you're super inquisitive, you're very analytical, you're an amazing problem solver. I happen to be married to a software engineer, so I get to see some of that close up. But all the data and all our experiences working with tech tell us the same, that they're people who really they're passionate about what they do. They're passionate about innovation. And so I think starting with that lens of what they care about is helpful. And then sure, you layer on the member part of it, the nonprofit in your community actively supporting people in tech or coming through to tech. So those credentials are really important, and that's very authentic and true to who we are as a brand, and that's existed for the 70 years we've been part of this industry. And then the emotion, you're right. Sports, we know, has a lot of excitement, and that was another intentional factor, that we wanted to meet people at their passion point. So we have the passion of tech and we have the passion of sports, and I think coming together there is just so interesting. As we do our brand tracking, not just of this program, but across the country, we're going to be able to compare and contrast what difference does it make when we actually connect our brand into more of that passion. And that will be very revealing to, are we leaning in the right direction here? I think so, but that's really what the data will serve us with.
Excellent. What are two or three things you are most proud of regarding your customer loyalty efforts?
Goodness, that's a very big question. Um, well, as a fair newbie here, I mean, I've been here a year. As I've said before, I'm just blown away how people truly put the member into every conversation. Because I think one can be glib about that, but when you see it close up and you see it, the intentionality of it, it's really impressive. And um, I really love the fact that across the company, people are very service oriented, and serving the member is part of our performance goals. It's part of how we judge our success internally. It's always the lens that we need to look through. So that's been remarkable. And as a newer person to credit unions as well, that's been very cool. Then you take that into something like this program where now we're even building out beyond the products and services experiences, access, fun, passion, just a whole energetic experience with the brand. That's another way of expressing member focus. So that's really thrilling to be part of that.
Absolutely. So, what's next for First Tech? What's next regarding maybe your customer loyalty, customer experience efforts? What are you guys up to?
Well, I'd say this is going to keep us busy for a while.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, four teams. We just launched, so we're still building out some of those fundamentals, and we have a lot of fun activations planned for the year. This will keep us busy. We've also at the same time launched a program called Envision Future Finance, where we are serving that tech side of the brain. We've got the tech and the sports, and that is again acknowledging that people who work in tech have a very different career path and very unique career path and unique stresses and rewards. So that program is bringing both guidance and knowledge and action to people of tech. So the combination of these two is going to be keeping us busy for a while. But again, it's really important that we are learning and evolving, and innovation has no off season. As I mentioned, it's part of sports, it's part of who we are, and we're just going to keep striving to just get that little bit better.
That's awesome. Well, now we have our wonderful quick fire questions. We like to keep these to one word or short phrase responses.
Okay.
So we'll kick these off. What word or short phrase do you use to inspire others?
Curiosity.
Excellent. What is your least favorite word that others use?
Too many to answer. We all work in organizations where we perhaps lean on buzzwords a little bit too much. So yeah, too many.
Okay. What is your favorite food?
As a Scot, I feel I should say haggis, but toast and marmalade in the morning.
Okay. What excites you at work?
Oh, the strive to do better every day. So much fun.
Okay. Excellent. What do you find tiresome at home or work?
Hmm. Not enough time.
There we go.
Not
Excellent.
enough time. Do all the things you want.
Absolutely. Is there a book that you've read that you'd like to recommend to colleagues?
I would say read the research. I don't really read business books. I read Gartner, I read McKinsey, I read this post. So there's a lot of amazing resources, and I every day just try and gain a little bit more knowledge, more
I like
insight.
Okay, perfect. What profession other than the one you're currently in would you maybe like to try?
I think I'd love to be an architect.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
strategy and detail. So much fun.
There you go. What do you enjoy doing that you often don't get the time to do?
Ooh, reading, travel and reading. I'm from Scotland, so I have family all over the world. It'd be great to spend more time with them.
Uh, it's always great to spend time with family, especially traveling. So you get like it's a two for there.
Yeah,
Who inspired you to become the person you are today?
mum and dad,
Excellent. And how do you want to be remembered by your friends and family?
passionate.
There we go. Well, Mari, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. It was great getting to know you, great getting to know a good deal about the First Tech customer loyalty program and the partnerships you just rolled out. Very insightful, very impactful, and yeah, looking forward to hearing more as you progress through the year. So thank you.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to talk about our program today.
Absolutely. And everyone, thank you very much for taking the time to listen. Make sure you join us every Thursday for additional episodes of our Leaders in Customer Loyalty series, the brand series. Until then, have a wonderful day. Thank you.